Hey Vicky, it's Dan, and here is your charming video. I know you paid me for this a little while ago, and thank you for being so patient. So what I'm gonna do today, I've just been super busy, and I've been feeling this full moon energy. Let me tell you, like it's been having a weird effect on me. But I'm going to do your charming today, and I felt like I was sort of thinking about how I could make this a little bit more meaty, because normally I do charm readings via the live. So what I sort of decided is what I want to do is I'm going to charm the past life here and kind of get a sense of what I am feeling or where I place this sort of life at what period and that sort of thing. But then I kind of felt like this idea of maybe laying a few tarot cards here about the maybe the lessons or the sort of major moments that might have taken place in that life or areas that like why this life is sort of being called up. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I'm kind of trying to do it just slightly differently because you sent such a nice amount of money for this and you've waited so patiently. So I really wanted to do something a little bit more special. It is Sunday and I'm supposed to do the charmings tonight, and I don't even know if I have it in me to do that, but we'll see. But I did want to get yours done because your charming has been on my mind for like, I don't know, a couple of weeks now. So let's get into this. Oh my gosh, stuff went flying. Okay, so it's kind of funny. Everything went to the future. This flew out of the charm box, like out onto the side here, and it's G. And I have the little forest spirit guy. He rarely ever comes out, but he fell out onto the table, like not necessarily on the charming. He's from Japan. But let's see what's going on here. One second. Okay, so I'm first going to pull these letters really quick. So we have an I, we have a U, and we have another U. And that would be a 3, right? I'm not sure if this G counts. The G went flying way over there. I'm going to put it down here so you can see it. But this, to me, this 3 is like the mind, body, spirit. And it's funny because we have this little forest spirit guy. If you've ever seen, there's a movie called Princess Mononoke. There's these little spirits of the forest, and this little guy was part of that animation. It's one of my favorite movies. And when I was in Japan, I bought a meme kasu with him on it, and a meme kasu is a little ear scratcher. But he fell off, so I put him in the charm box, and he represents the forest spirits, right? But when I'm looking at this, where this sort of draws me to, or kind of what I'm looking at here is it does feel like a very religious life. I'm not so sure if there wasn't like some sort of Asian monastery. I don't know if you have any sort of ties to like say India or Asia or any sort of feeling of being compelled towards like deeply religious or spiritual existence during in those areas of the world, but that's kind of what I'm feeling here. Part of the reason why I say that is we have the word faith in the dead center, right? We also have serenity here, both on these cool green and blue tones, which are very healing and very grounded, right? And what I love about this is we have this guy down here who's also sort of in like a long friar's robe, and I feel like he's down sort of in the subconscious. And remember, we're looking at a past life. So everything that's in the future, the timeline on the board becomes a little bit weirder or questionable in a way. I forgot to put this under here for support. That's why everything went flying. But I believe everything happens for a reason. So we're going to try and fix this really quick so that I can talk about what's on the board. All right. So what I feel like, and also we have this Krishna, right? And he's sort of face down. It's also giving me these vibes of Asian religious monastery, right? And there's this connection to spirit through the forest spirit. We also have the underneath the faith coin, we have the angel feather token, right? And this is also faith. So, and then it's next to serenity. So we've got like almost double faith on serenity, right? I do feel like this was male. I feel like you were a male. Part of the reason why is all three of these feel male to me. The forest spirit, obviously Krishna, and then this gentleman down here. And I don't know why, but I feel like this is either a father figure to you, or and that might be an actual father, right? Like a blood relative in this lifetime, or it was a father, let's say that. Maybe you had in the monastery. I feel like he was maybe a teacher, a tutor, or a mentor, and he was important to you. I don't get any specific feeling that any one of these charms is you per se. It is about your lifetime, is the way that I want to read this. This serenity, this faith, and then this, angel charm. I feel like you were very connected in spiritually, even if it was a religious, more of a religious spirituality. I feel like this 1, 2, 3 or I, you is the mind body spirit connection, and it was something that you spent probably a large part of your life uh, 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 exploring, right? And then we have the first chakra stone here, which is you were very grounded in this, right? You were working with this. Generally, the first chakra to me would be about survival, keeping the body alive, the physicality of it, and all of that. But with this, with so much about faith and then the spirit aspect, and we see these religious deities and stuff like that. To me, this feels like you were really grounded in your faith. Your faith was like, it wasn't some ephemeral, like nondescript thing. It was very much a part of who you were and how you connected even into the earth and into your like human experience, right? That's why these three are like sort of lined up together. They feel tight together. Again, a number three combination, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They're sort of all laying together, giving us that balance, right? That even though it's a three, it's that mind, body, spirit balance. Now, I want to look at the two tarot coins. One is this the Hermit? Oh my God, I'm blind as a bat. Sorry, Vicky. I cannot see what this charm is. It would help if I turn on the light. 1 second. Oh my God, I'm such a ditz. Is this the Hermit? I cannot see it. Like, my God, my eyes are so off. Or is it the Hierophant? I think it's the Hermit. I think that's his lamp. Again, a spiritual lamp. The Hermit is that sort of spiritual journey. He also is in robes similar to this gentleman down here. I feel like this, and it being flipped over, it just sort of says like this was the basis or the background or the foundation for this life. And then we have the Three of Swords, which would indicate like heartache and pain, sadness, uh, and I feel like the sadness was around the passing of whoever this was, this mentor, this father figure to you. It might have been someone within, like, I feel like the monastery is the best way to describe it. I feel like this was a very peaceful life for you. You were very connected in, and I don't know if it was this man that showed you how to connect in. But it was all about the inward journey for you. Like with the Hermit is Virgo energy. Again, also a earth symbol or grounding, similar to the first chakra there. So your spirituality in this lifetime was very much connected to your physical embodiment of it. Is the best way that I can describe it. So what were the lessons, or why are we looking at this life at this time? I feel like that Three of Swords, and again we have another three actually, now that I think about it, the Three of Swords. So we have the three here, these three in a row here, and we have the Three of Swords here, which is 3, 3, 3, right? But it's also the Three of Swords, I feel like that's a tragic event, past pain, sadness, loss, right? I think it's the loss of this gentleman. This gentleman had a huge impact on you. So let's see what the three cards are that come out. We have first Justice, which is the sign of Libra. We have the Three of Wands, which is the sign of sort of spirit and connection to that spirit. Kind of the preparation of what it is that we want to create in this life. Tied to Justice, and it's interesting that they're both sort of positioned in the same way. Do you see that? With their arms up, one holding a wand, one holding a sword. And then we have the King of Cups. I feel like this was a life where, I know this is going to sound strange or weird, but I feel like you couldn't have done it any better. Like, I feel like you lived by your morals, you lived by your spiritual connection, you put that first. The Three of Wands, the Justice card, and the King of Cups all speak to this sort of fairness, this rightness with who you were, this comfortability with who you were, how you believed in things, what you stood up for, with things that you protected, things that you defended, things that you were like emotionally available in this life to all of every aspect of your life, even if it caused you sort of sadness or pain. You embraced that portion of it too, all of it at a physical level, right? You didn't run from it. You didn't hide from it. I feel like you were very much like, I don't know if control is even the right word. Like you were connected in this lifetime. This faith and this serenity, this thing here just feels very tightly, and I mean tightly in a good way. It feels very much balanced, solid, secure in this lifetime, secure in one's faith, even when your faith maybe gets rocked or you suffer a giant loss in that lifetime. You didn't necessarily lose your way. Your focus, to me, it feels like with the Justice card there and the Three of Wands, was always about sort of how do I build upon my spiritual connection in this lifetime? How do I continue to do the right thing? Um, uh, no matter what sort of comes about in this lifetime. And then the King of Cups says that I feel like you were available and open to all of it. If anything, when I kind of say, okay, so because I'm not getting anything that says specifically why are we looking at this life, but if anything, it feels like the cards and the charms are trying to tell me that what you need to be aware of is that you've done this in the past. You can connect to this at any point in time. It was a part of who you were many sort of lifetimes ago, and because of that, it like still like resides within your DNA in a way. It's like deep within the root of who you are. And it is very much like sort of within you, like I want to say like woven, and that's all of this three energy to me too. Is it feel you know how you braid, you take three strands of hair to create a braid? Like that's the visual that I'm getting in my mind's eye. Is like we have the Three of Swords, the Three of Wands, these three coins, these three here. It's sort of like intrinsically braided into sort of I don't know who you are or where you're at, even if you maybe don't feel connected at times in this lifetime. I feel like the reason why this life comes up today in this reading is to show you that you can be this connected, that you have been this connected to spirit or to your own sort of like spiritual connection, and then you like utilized it within your day-to-day world or your life. Does that make sense? I don't feel like there was a family. That's why I feel like this was more of a solo life in a way. It might have been this, number two might have been the relationship to the self and the spirit and one's own spirit and how you connected that all in. but you did it from such a place that it was done like fully emotionally available, right? With a focus on sort of spiritual creation or the growth of your own spirit and the manifestation of that, and then maintaining that sort of as a balance or fighting for that, doing the right thing, seeking sort of like within yourself rather than within the outside world. And I get a feeling that this life, I don't know, like I almost want to say like this was one of like if there is such a thing, I don't know that there's such a thing as a perfect life, but this was a really good one. Um, in the sense that you got, I don't know, like what you focused on or what you wanted, what you um like the justice card to me is feeling like we came to the planet in this lifetime and achieved what we needed to do. It may have been a simpler time, right? But we understood who we were and what we needed. Um, and you achieved that. I feel like that's also the King of Cups. Like, I feel like you ended this lifetime feeling like fulfilled, whole, emotionally sound, okay, in faith and serenity. Do you see what I'm saying? Even with the groundedness of the Virgo energy of the Hermit, like having gone deeply inward, even around sadnesses and pains and losses, and understood that all of it was part of like sort of the greater spiritual experience, and then putting that to sort of good use in that lifetime, not letting it stand in your way, not allowing it to, stop you in any way. Does that make sense? I feel like this was very much a solo kind of experience, other than maybe your relationship to this gentleman here. And I think that this was like a mentor or an older monk or something. I don't know. I get this very much this like sort of meditative experience in this lifetime with this connection to spirit. Like that was the most important thing to you. And you put that first above all else. And that worked for you. And I feel like you learned a lot, you saw a lot, you did a lot, right? As far as in that, in what you were focused on. I hope I'm making sense. I don't know. Maybe it's the full moon energy. To me, this just feels like it was a really beautiful lifetime that was dedicated in faith to one's own spirit and the care of that and the connection of that and understanding the importance of that, staying true to that the entire lifetime and being rewarded for it. I feel like this King of Cups is the reward in the end. Like you felt sound emotionally, you understood why you did what you did, and it's like I feel like this is coming up today to remind you that anytime that if you're ever feeling unsure, confused, or disconnected, you can reconnect to that at any point in time because you have created it before. I hope that makes sense, Vickie. You'll have to let me know if any of it like resonates with you, or if you have any sort of feelings of ties to, I don't know, like monasteries, friars. I get this monkish sort of feeling, religious male energy, um, very much possibly Asian, Indian, something like East Asian, something like to that effect. Um, it was quite, I want to say like sort of pious, or a life that you could be proud of. You lived it well. All right, so that is your past life reading. Thank you so much for this. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm gonna edit this video and send it out to you today. And again, thank you so much for being patient, and I will talk to you soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.